Hello there, Peaks Peak Hobby homesteaders. Today's a big day because we're gonna pour half of our concrete floor in our new shop. And I've never poured concrete before, and neither have my helpers. So this may be exciting, may be a mess. But I do have one neighbor who has a lot of experience in finishing concrete, and he's loaned us some tools, and he's gonna come over and kind of be the brains of the operation and tell us all what to do. Every job needs a foreman, so I appreciate him being willing to do that. And hopefully we can kind of learn what we're doing, and maybe after we get the first half done, I'll be able to go solo on the next half. Well, I don't know about solo. I'm gonna need some strong backs to help spread the concrete out. But anyway, so we've got everything all set up. In fact, I picked up a nice cushiony knee board, and then realized that I'm gonna have to have more than one if I wanna be able to move around out there. See how that's how little I know. So I made 3 more knee boards. Got bull float and some mag floats and steel trowels and stuff from my neighbor. I got snack cakes and water for the helpers. So I think we're all set. I called the concrete place and they said they have us on the schedule for 9 yards of fiber reinforced 4,000 PSI concrete to be here at 9 o'clock. So we got about 30 minutes before the magic happens. Can't wait. guys, so we got the half of the floor poured and it drug in and somewhat level, I guess. And, the driver didn't make too much fun of us, so that's good. We're gonna go out here and pour what's left, about a half a yard, into a sidewalk over here. So we'll get set up and do that. Tell him drop it down.
You want to come over here so we can get into that, or is he going to drive to that?
He probably can. I don't know. What's the best plan of attack here? We can just rake it. Okay. Yeah, and let's start here because I may have to block it off if we run out of concrete.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've done some fishing up there, and this year I think they'll be big enough to start catching and eating. Go ahead and swing her, Randy. Man, if I order 9 yards for the other half, I might be able to pour an apron out front. You know what? Yeah, Cameron. Yeah. Got a foot there. We just drag across the middle of it. I may have to drag you a little more concrete.
Yeah, it's a little low.
More probably than that.
I hit a big rock.
You need more concrete up front?
I got it. It's close enough. I can just do it.
Let's just shoot that here.
Oh, yeah.
Like some boy knows what he's doing. I act like
40 yard or two, haven't you?
a little bit.
Right in here.
Yeah.
A little bit of roast on it there. one thing. My shoulder's gonna be sore.
You want to trade out?
I mean, I'm fine. I can get this pass. I'm feeling fine a little bit.
Yeah. I bet. That thing's pretty heavy. And then you go picking it up way out there.
I had about 40 years for that. Yeah, just the few concrete pours I've done, I hate it.
Well, your side looks pretty. Yeah.
I just knew he brought some of the hand tools and I wasn't sure what.
What do you think, Cameron? You gonna be a concrete finisher when you grow up?
Not even.
Not even a little bit? What about pouring your own? Will you pour your own? Hey, it's coming along. All right, so we are getting started on our second round of using the mag trowel over it. I'm gonna do another round of that, and then if it looks halfway decent, then I'm gonna take the steel trowel, start working on that and see how that works out. But I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's gonna be smooth enough for what we were shooting for. Not gonna be perfect, but it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm starting to wear down a little bit. All right, so we have run this first half of the building. We've had about 3 runs of the mag trowel and then 1 run of the steel trowel on it. But the back, where it hasn't gotten any sun, is still pretty soupy. So we're doing our mag trowel runs right now, trying to get it as smooth as we can. And eventually it'll get dry enough we can run the steel on it. But I'm pretty satisfied with how it come out. Now I'll show you, we've got imperfections. It's not a professional job by any stretch, and I'll be the first to tell you. I knew we wouldn't get a professional job out of this. It's our first time ever trying this, and this is not meant to be a how-to video because we're just learning. But I wanted to share the process of us trying to learn because maybe that might motivate you to try and learn it and pour your own. So it can be done, and we're gonna have a decent product when it's all finished. So. All right, guys, so I'm gonna tell you about my experience for pouring my first concrete. Overall, really things went better than I expected that they would go. We poured 9 yards of concrete, 18 foot by 28 foot, and I am glad we didn't try to pour the whole thing because by the time the finish work is done, I am totally exhausted. You know, I work at a desk most of the time, so I'm a little out of shape, not used to this kind of work, so yeah, it took its toll on me. But I had several guys show up to help me do the kind of the difficult part of getting all the concrete poured out and screeded and kind of set in place, and it took us just over an hour to set that 9 yards. We poured this, and then we had about a half a yard left in the truck when we got done, and I had formed up a sidewalk over on the side of the building just in case we had extra, and we put that there. So that worked out great. I was excited that we had enough concrete to go ahead and do that. The finish work on this, I mean, this is not going to be a perfect finish, and we're actually not looking for a good smooth glass finish because we're going to epoxy coat it. So we wanted a little bit of texture. There are some things that I can see where, you know, if I had done better on the bull float step, then the mag float step would have been a little bit easier. And then from the mag float step to the steel trowel, I can see some divots and things that were left that, you know, kind of, if I was a professional, then you could make each step easier by doing a better job. But it's my first time having any of these tools in my hand. So all in all, I'm really happy with how it turned out. We've got a pretty level floor. There's maybe a couple of little humps here and there, but it's pretty good. I'm real satisfied with it. So we're going to try to, in a few days, pour the second half of this. We'll let this set up good. That way we can be on it and not cause any problems. And the weather's kind of going to start getting borderline toward this weekend. So I think we're going to pour on Thursday and finish it out. So, but I've got just a little bit more steel trowel work to do. A couple of spots that weren't quite dry enough yet to get it good and smooth. So I'm going to hit those and get the tools finished, cleaned up, and put everything away and call it a day. And I'd say as soon as I hit the chair, I am out because I'm exhausted.